In the dawn of time, a glitch manifested in the form of Cronus, a Titan king consumed by paranoia. Prophesied to be overthrown by his offspring, he resorted to devouring each of his children upon their birth, erasing them from existence. Rhea, his wife, could no longer bear the loss. When pregnant with Zeus, her sixth child, she hatched a plan to deceive Cronus. Hiding the infant Zeus in a secluded cave on Crete, she presented Cronus with a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes. Blinded by fear, Cronus swallowed the stone without suspicion, believing he had averted the prophecy. The cold, hard stone slid down his throat. He felt a momentary triumph, a fleeting sense of security against the doom foretold. But deep within the earth, in the hidden cave of Dicta, life stirred and destiny remained unfoiled. The cave was a sanctuary, shrouded in mystery and echoing with the whispers of ancient magic. Here, the infant Zeus was nurtured by the nymph Adrastea, who offered him the milk of the goat Amalthea and the sweet nectar of wild honey. The earth itself seemed to cradle him, the very air thrumming with potential. Each day, Zeus grew stronger, his infant cries turning into the robust shouts of a young god. He learned of his lineage, of the father who sought to erase him, and of the siblings swallowed into the abyss of Cronus's belly. With each tale, his resolve hardened, his eyes reflecting the burning embers of vengeance. Adrastea taught him the ways of the wild, the language of the wind and the secrets of the stars. She showed him how to harness the energy of the earth, how to channel his divine power into acts of creation and protection. He trained in secret, honing his divine powers under the watchful eyes of the protectors. The clash of thunder echoed through the mountains as he practiced wielding his nascent lightning bolts. The earth trembled beneath his feet as he learned to harness his godly strength. His heart, though young, was filled with a determination that belied his age. He knew that the road ahead would be fraught with peril, but he was ready to face any challenge, to defy fate itself. He would not let his siblings be forgotten. He would not let his father's tyranny continue. He would reclaim what was rightfully his. The prophecy lived on, as Zeus grew up in secret, fueled by a burning desire for vengeance and justice. Every drop of nectar, every training session, every whispered story of injustice only strengthened his resolve. He was no longer just a hidden child. He was a force of nature, a promise of retribution, a beacon of hope for a world drowning in fear. The time of reckoning was drawing near. The reign of Cronus would soon meet its end. And Zeus, the hidden god, would rise to claim his destiny. As years turned into decades, the whispers of Zeus's existence reached the ears of the Titans. Cronus, ever vigilant, grew increasingly paranoid. He dispatched spies and scouts, desperate to find the child who posed such a threat. But the cave of Dicta remained hidden, protected by ancient magic and the watchful eyes of Adrastea. Zeus continued his training, unaware of the growing danger that surrounded him. He mastered the art of wielding lightning, summoning storms with a flick of his wrist. He learned to control the earth, shaping mountains and valleys with his divine will. He forged alliances with the creatures of the wild, earning their loyalty and respect. He was ready. The moment Cronus discovered his location, Zeus would be ready. He would no longer be a child hidden in a cave, but a god ready to challenge a king. The time for hiding was over. The time for vengeance had come. The world held its breath, waiting for the inevitable clash between father and son. The fate of the cosmos hung in the balance, resting on the shoulders of the young god. Zeus prepared himself, knowing that the battle ahead would be unlike any other. He was the storm, the lightning, the earth, and the future. Years later, Zeus infiltrated the Titan stronghold disguised as a servant. His intentions far from servitude. He sought to deliver a potent emetic potion into Cronus's wine. Upon consuming the laced wine, Cronus violently regurgitated the stone, and, one by one, his fully grown, immortal children. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon emerged, their fury ignited. This marked the beginning of the titanomachy, a decade-long war that shook the very foundations of the earth. The halls of the Titans, once echoing with boisterous feasts, became battlegrounds. The clash of immortal flesh against primordial stone reverberated through the cosmos. Each god and titan wielded powers that could reshape mountains and redirect rivers. Zeus, though still young in his godly form, fought with a ferocity born of years of suppressed rage. Poseidon summoned tidal waves that crashed against the Titan lines, while Hades unleashed shadows that disoriented even the most seasoned warriors. Hera's strategic mind guided their forces, and Hestia's unwavering spirit provided solace amidst the chaos. Demeter's control over the earth caused the very ground to buckle beneath the Titans' feet. Yet, for every blow struck, the Titans retaliated with equal force. Mountains crumbled, seas boiled, and the sky wept tears of fire. The war reached a stalemate, and Zeus realized brute force alone wouldn't suffice. Cronus's power was immense, his control over time itself, a formidable weapon. The other Titans, ancient and powerful, stood as unwavering bulwarks. Zeus knew he needed allies, forces even the Titans feared. He descended into Tartarus, a realm of eternal darkness and imprisonment, where the most dangerous beings in the cosmos were chained. The Cyclopes, masters of forging thunder and lightning, and the Hecatoncheires, giants with 100 hands each, were Cronus's most feared prisoners. They had been cast into Tartarus for their immense power, a power Cronus feared would usurp him. Zeus, braving the horrors of Tartarus, offered them freedom in exchange for their allegiance. The Cyclopes, their single eyes gleaming with newfound hope, agreed to forge weapons of unimaginable power for Zeus and his siblings. The Hecatoncheires, their 100 hands itching for battle, pledged their unwavering strength to the Olympian cause. With these formidable allies at his side, Zeus returned to the surface, the air crackling with anticipation. The balance of power had shifted. The Olympians, bolstered by the might of the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires, launched a renewed assault on the Titan stronghold. The Cyclopes unleashed thunderbolts that shattered the Titans' defenses, while the Hecatoncheires rained down a storm of rocks that crushed their ranks. Cronus, witnessing the devastation, roared in defiance. But even his power began to wane against the combined might of the Olympians and their new allies. The war, once a stalemate, now tipped decisively in favor of the Olympians, paving the way for a new era. The Titans, weakened and demoralized, began to falter. Their once impenetrable defenses crumbled, and their armies scattered. Cronus, realizing his reign was coming to an end, unleashed his full power in a desperate attempt to turn the tide. But it was too late. The combined forces of the Olympians, Cyclopes, and Hecatonchyres overwhelmed him, stripping him of his power and casting him into the deepest abyss of Tartarus. With Cronus defeated, the remaining Titans surrendered, and the titanomachy came to an end. The age of the Titans was over, and the age of the Olympians had begun. Zeus, standing victorious amidst the ruins of the old order, surveyed his new kingdom. The world was forever changed, reshaped by the fires of war and the dawn of a new era. The prophecy had been fulfilled. Zeus had overthrown his father and ushered in a new age of gods. But the challenges were far from over. The world was still filled with monsters and chaos, and the gods themselves were far from perfect. Zeus knew that his reign would be a constant struggle to maintain order and justice. In a world teetering on the brink of chaos,